Glad to have you join us again on Eyewitness Report. On this week's edition, we return to the Apapa axis of Lagos State, where Nigeria's largest and busiest ports are located, to see how haulage and barge operations are faring amid congestion. These and more shortly. I am your May Otaigbe. Welcome to the program. The movement of consignments by barges is seen as a huge relief to road congestion in the Apapa area of Lagos State. But despite this and other efforts by the Port Authority to ensure a free flow of traffic in the area, industry players continue to groan under the heavy burden of traffic in the course of clearing their cargoes.
Port operations are easy when ships can load and unload their cargoes seamlessly.
Trained guys that use 65, and everybody that has uses electricity on that place, and the one managing both.
The same applies when business owners can clear their goods and move their wares out within a given time frame. This is not the case at the ports in Lagos. Congestion remains a major bottleneck, and it may stay that way for a while despite efforts to tackle the trend. The most recent solution is the activation of a presidential task force to restore law and order in Apapa Port and clear up gridlock leading to the area and its environs. Those functions presently coordinated by the Lagos State government after taking over traffic management in the area.
They're just parking here, they're just waiting on brand new road that we just built. So we're going to call the IG, we're going to call all of them, see? So that the citizens will know these are the problems.
Several factors are responsible for the persistent gridlock, including capacity of the ports to handle and process the influx of cargoes. This has led to cases of corrupt practices and the attendant chaos.
How much did you pay to get here? Maybe your boss pays. So how much did you pay? Who did you pay to? Police or MPA? They call it movers. So you don't know who you pay.
I always just drive motor. They just pass us.
According to the Port Authority, about 5,000 abandoned containers take up space at various terminals.
There are over 5,000 containers across the ports that are overtime cargo.
Why would a business owner abandon his container after spending so much to import same?
Port congestion cannot take place if there is no congestion on the seaside. It has to do with sea and land interface. So if there is port congestion on the land side, invariably something is prompting it from the seaside. Space allocated to these port concessioners are not enough for them to operate. Again is the fact that the cargo dwell time which they are trying to implement does not guarantee cargo removal from the port. 3 days on what is written on the port concession agreement, that they are to allow cargo are to be allowed to remain at the port within 3 days. You understand? After which they will start counting what they call storage charges, which they have now developed into progressive storage charges, whereby they phase the number of days the cargo waste inside the port. From the very first 3 days, they will give you free demurrage period. Apart from that 3 days, any other additional days, from the 4th day to the next, 9th day, there is a charge they take. From the 9th day to 14th, there is a charge they take, depending on the port terminal. And then you look at the port access road, because as the cargo lands the port, it needs to be taken to the hinterlands. So when cargo land and it is not immediately removed from the port terminal to the hinterlands, that is another problem. And removing of this cargo from the port to the hinterland has to do with integration of the modes of transport. We have to ensure that the road is there, the rail is also attached, then the use of barges. Our waterways must be seen to, to be, viable. Another area is the fact that government policy has not been so palatable to shippers. At the port today, it is very, very, difficult for any importer to move his cargo out of the port because of the method Nigerian Customs Service have, adopted in their operation. Now that we don't have any clear-cut clearance procedure in place, you introduce your cargo to the system, whatever you find in the process, that is your business.
For me now, I have a 40-footer container of electrical, which is carried my personal product, the street light pole and the street light fitting, which is my personal product. My name is boldly carved on it. So in this container now, I have just approximately 12.8 million naira goods. 12.8 million naira goods. Okay, just because of some certain circumstances that make me not to meet up to clear the goods, I am back now to clear these goods. Now, they said that my demurrage on the container is 29 million. Then the terminal charges is 20-something million, 26 million naira. Okay, match up these two figures, and they know how much I have in the container. It is better I forfeit the container and march forward. That is what I'm doing now, because I have paid duty. I have done everything I should do. I'm not owing Nigerian government or customs. You understand? All the agencies, I have paid them. But because of some circumstances, I wasn't around. I came back now to clear these goods. They are giving me this figure that this is what they generated from the system. So how can somebody who imported goods of 12.8 be paying close to 50-something million because of one container? It's better you forget about it.
Those who are eventually able to wriggle out their way through the rigors of cargo clearance would still contend with the trucking, which could set them back by as much as 1 million naira. The trucks blame the high charges on multiple checks, where they pay money at each point. Recently, operators in the trucking and hauling business protested alleged extortion by terminal operators. The police and other security and traffic management officials attached to the area. For days, the truckers took the agitation to areas identified as extortion points to express their grievances.
If we are coming to port, depending on the mood of officer at that particular beach, sometimes 10,000, from 10,000, maximum 10,000, whether you have 10,000 below, whether you have call-up. If you have call-up, in fact, they don't want to know whether you have call-up. They will tell you that they control the road. The road is their property.
And you do this at every point?
At every checkpoint. If you refuse to give point, give bribe, they will turn back your truck from Ijora or Lokpa, from my 2 axis. That's what they do.
Like how many points from that Ijora to this point?
There are over 40 checkpoints between Tinkan and Apapa axis. And those systems, they are affecting the smooth operation of ETO system, ETO call-up system introduced to promote traffic sanity in both Apapa and Tinkan logistic corridor. This money they are collecting does not go to federal government account, does not go to state government account. This money they are collecting doesn't have receipt. This money they are collecting is illegal money, unconstitutional money that does not have backing by Nigerian Police Service Commission, by police force order, or by any constituted authority or law in Nigeria. It is unconstitutional. It is unlawful money. It is illegal money they are collecting.
And the worst part is that nobody is coming to our aid. Nobody. Nobody is controlling this industry. Nobody can be held liable. Even the MP, if you meet them, they will say it's not their business, it's not their own, or it's not of their own making.
While the commencement of rail services to the port sheds a glimmer of hope, barge operators say they move as much as 1,020,000 equivalent units of containers annually and could do more with proper regulation and funding. This, they add, could even spare the newly constructed port roads the burdens of wrong tonnage.
We all know today how difficult it is to raise financing locally. And here we are as local operators competing with international operators who have cost of capital of 0, and even when there's interest rate below 5%.
According to a 2020 survey, Nigeria loses about 20 billion naira daily to congestion. This translates to over ₦500 billion naira annually, an equivalent of what is required to put up a minimum of 180,000 standard houses. With the coming of the new deep sea ports in Lekki and Ibom, there might be some changes, but for now, digitalizing operations may be a way to go.
This platform affords you the opportunity to be involved with us in telling your story by taking pictures and videos of happenings around you and sending them to Channels TV Eyewitness platform. You become part of our team to further explore the stories behind your images. Who knows, it could just be the report that will bring desired changes to your community. Eyewitness Report is available on the Channels TV app, and you can download it from various app stores online. Launch the app, check for Eyewitness on the menu, tap and follow the instructions on how to upload your story. Let's see some of the images you sent in for the week.
Get up, let's go.
We begin this segment with this video showing two soldiers and travelers on a road in Kogi State. The Eyewitness reporter says the driver of the bus was allegedly brutalized by the soldiers for not parting away with some financial inducement. The pictures that follow show the ruffled driver with a bruised face.
You are very stupid. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? You are very stupid.
The next video is a rare occurrence of a single pineapple plant that produced 9 fruits at a pineapple plantation located in Yewa North local government area of Ogun State.
Is a pineapple given birth to 2, and it is very rare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Finally, in this segment is a picture of a building with a mast being erected on the 4th floor of a building in Lawansin in Surulere local government area of Lagos State. The sender of the picture laments danger it poses to lives and property in a congested area. He describes the action as the exhibition of total disregard for the law over selfish interest and calls on relevant authorities to put a stop on the project.
Welcome back. In one of our episodes, we featured the environmental degradation caused by the activities of dredgers in Abule-Oko, a community in Magboro, Obafemi-Owode local government area of Ogun State. The menace caused by truck movement in the area has reduced since the state government placed a ban on the mining activities across the state.
Smaller vehicles contend with trucks on the main road leading to the 10 communities. Most businesses on the Abule-Oko road appear to have folded up because of the state of the road. and the dangers inherent. Another area of worry for them is the impact the dredging activities may have on the numerous electricity and telecommunication masts.
The dredging is likely to affect the power base of the power line that runs through this community to Okearo. And we are so much concerned because we don't want a calamity to befall this nation. Because if anything happens to the power line, the whole of the community around this area, up to Ibafo, may be in extinction.
The major challenge at the moment is that the road is terribly bad because it has never been like this before. For the past 2 years now, we have been suffering. Every year we grade this road at least twice in a year to make it comfortable for our people. But suddenly when the dredging company came in, they came in with their trucks. About more than 200 trucks ply this road every day, and as a result of that, they damage the road for us. And people are not happy. People are suffering. Cars are being damaged on daily basis, and the people that need to go to their place of work early find it difficult. Even Okada people have refused to come to our community, and those that are coming are charging us exorbitant prices. Those that have been charging 50 naira before now escalated into about 300 naira per day. So it is telling on the heads of our people because of the bad road. That's why we are outside to call on government to please to come and help us to be able to talk to these people so that they can fix our road. We have been doing it all by ourselves, but now it's as if we can't help it again.
In response to distress calls by residents of communities, officials from the Ogun State government, led by the Special Advisor to the Governor of Environment, Mr. Ola Oresoya, are here on orders of the State Governor to carry out an assessment of sand dredging in the area, its environmental impact, and identify ways to address the problem. A tour to the inner parts of the area reveals much more. The dredging activities have been going on for years. Obviously, sand extraction has increased pollution and flooding, lowered groundwater levels, and further exposing living areas to erosion and landslides. The visit enables the inspection team to get a better understanding of the dredging activities and hear from residents on the challenges they are facing.
Historically on that side, the cabins and maybe some of the members of the family, they manually, on that side, they just go in with canoes. It wasn't that deep. So they excavate sand.
Kage was involved with local dredging all along.
No, his family.
Now, from your story, traditionally it's been a dredging community.
No.
Because Kage here and the family were dredging at a small scale. From what you said,
yes, sir.
Traditionally, dredging has been built at a small scale. Yes, right now, we have a high level of dredging that is impacting negatively on the community. And if within 2 years we have the level of degradation, you are afraid what will happen beyond the community. Now, the question I want to ask you as a community is, are you against dredging at all? Or you want dredging to be done in a responsible manner?
We want dredging. We want to be done in a responsible manner.
Thank you.
If it does not impact us.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Because dredging itself, scientifically, there's nothing wrong with dredging. Dredging of this water will enable the capacity of the water to hold more water than everything like that. So there's nothing wrong with dredging. Are you getting me? And also, apart from the capacity of the river to hold more water, are you getting me? It makes the river more navigable.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're looking at being able to get on a boat from Kara and get to Abeokuta on a boat. So we would love to dredge the entire river, but we need to do it responsibly, and that's why we're here. To make sure that before dredging will continue here, there must be terms of agreement with the communities. Is it okay by you? Okay, thank you.
Representatives of company involved in sand mining in the area are nowhere to be found, but equipment used for activities are in place.
So obviously, there is a level of degradation that has been going on in the area, both on the road infrastructure and also on the waterways itself. We can see clearly that the dredging is not being done in an articulated manner. We need to have a kind of a hydrological map of the river before they can dredge. We just don't dredge arbitrarily. So we need to be able to articulate the progress and the process of dredging, knowing the depth they can dredge to, and guide them, and also to make sure that the community are carried along in the process so that they don't feel threatened. Because they don't know what's going on, they're feeling threatened. So we now need to bridge that gap, information gap between those who are dredging and the communities.
Some individuals identified as employees of mining operators are not so lucky to get away. On citing them, the state officials order their arrests. Based on the assessment, a ban on the dredging activity ensues.
We're going to seal this people properly now. We came to serve them notice. They remove it. So we're going to seal it up properly. We're going to change on this zone until we reconcile the issues with us. So operation stops. Okay?
I mean, no truck, no food, no truck. I'll just get everybody out. Is that clear?
The inspection team orders the sealing of the mining company.
Yes, sir. I know my
The first thing is to stop action, all right, so that we can define the status quo properly. And that we have done already. And dredging stop, and nobody's coming to pick sand for now. And then we're sealing up the company. As going a step further, last week we were here to give them abatement notice, but it's like they're not responding adequately well. So the next thing is to seal them up physically, which we have done. We told them no more dredging for now. Nobody should be here. You saw us sending out all the tippers and all the trucks out of this place. So first step is to stop, redefine the status quo, then have the next plan of action. So we're going to bring everybody to the round table who realign and discuss and agree terms under which you can dredge in Ogun State.
Besides Abule-Oko, there are several communities in Ogun State being threatened by illegal mining activities.
The message is to all that dredging everywhere in Ogun State stop until where it is a stop work order right now. And everybody must come. We'll look at your impact, we'll reassess the impact with the community, and we'll bridge that community relationship properly. So wherever you are going to dredge in Ogun State, you dredge responsibly and you don't put the lives of the vulnerable people into any danger or any risk. That's our responsibility.
The Ogun State Ministry of Commerce and Industry is charged with the function of providing geological services for industrial and commercial exploration of mineral resources, as well as identifying and inspecting mining sites across the state. By collecting haulage fee and surface rent from quarrying and mining activities, the state government also generates revenue. The response from the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Mrs. KIKELOMO, suggests that the business of sand mining in Abule-Oko may not be legal as many assume, as she confirms the ministry's knowledge.
We are aware of what is going on here, and we're working in sync with the Ministry of Environment to ensure that what the dredgers should do, they're actually doing. Yes, we do have a zonal office that is working on this, and there are some outstanding things they're supposed to have done that we're following up on. For example, it's important that they have a community development agreement. Anywhere dredging or mining is being done, they are required to engage the community and have an agreement as to those steps they're going to take to enhance the lives of the inhabitants of that community. So all that is going to be checked, and we ensure that they agree with the terms of those agreements. For example, And then there are other areas, ensure that everything is done in a safe and responsible manner. That's part of our role, to ensure that they have valid licenses, valid papers, so that they do it in a responsible and proper manner.
Although sand mining has been halted in Abule-Oko, for now residents may have to endure with the negative impact staring on their faces, pending when the state government implements action plan towards finding a common ground for business and living to exist amicably while protecting the environment.
That's the show for today. See you again, same time next week. I am Yomi Otaigbe.